Let's kick things off with our offboarding flow. Now, this specific example starts with a Zenphi form, which you can configure at different parameters. Here we have questions like the recovery phone, their employee email, last time of employment, etc. So you can add as many questions as you prefer. However, let's say you want to start the flow in a different way. Maybe you don't want to start the flow with a form. Maybe you prefer to do something else. You're able to choose from our available triggers. So if you want to, for example, start the flow when a user is suspended, when they're removed, when they're added to a specific Google group, or maybe track certain audit activity, you have the option to. We also have our webhook trigger, so if you want to kick things off, maybe when you remove them from your CRM system, you can also use an API call to be able to start your offboarding process. Now, what does this process consist of? First, we'll load their information from Google Directory. That way we have all of their data. We're able to create information in a log, so you can make sure you audit all of this activity, who requested them to be offboarded, when, and add all of the information from the form. We're going to create a new password for them to make sure we can update that, and we can update their password and recovery information with our update user action. Now, some extra security steps: you can invalidate their verification code. Here we have also gone ahead and updated their Gmail out of office. That way they know that this specific user is no longer at the company, and you're able to add the information for their manager. That way they can contact them if needed. If you want to be able to delegate their email, you can also do that. So we can set that period up using our create Gmail delegate action. All you have to do is indicate which email you want to delegate and the delegate email. So in this case, the managers. We can suspend the user and then update all of that information in the log. As we can see here, the status is now suspended the account, but there's different options depending on what stage of the flow the process is in. We'll go ahead and transfer the user's data to their manager using the transfer user's data action. You have to choose whose data you want to transfer and who you want to transfer it to. You're able to choose if you want to transfer just Drive and Docs, Calendar, Data Studio, etc. And now one of the questions was if we wanted to archive their emails. So if we want to be able to do that, what it's going to do is call a subflow, which is in charge of archiving emails, which we will get to in a second as well. As you can see, in all of these steps, we're able to update the status. That way you can easily create a dashboard to see what stage the different users are in. If your user is in multiple Google groups, what we can do is list the groups and then individually delete them from each group one by one using this for each loop. So this is great if they're in multiple groups. You don't even have to worry about removing them. Zenphi will do it all for you. And we can do the same thing for shared drives. So we can list the shared drives they currently belong to and then delete them easily. Once again, updating the log every single time. And then after the 30 days, we can go ahead and delete the Gmail delegation, or if you prefer to leave it there, or if you want more time, you can also update that. Now keep in mind there's different actions in our toolbox that weren't used in this process, whether that's integrating AI, if you want to use Google Chat for any notifications, maybe instead of updating the status in a Zenphi table, you prefer to use Google Sheets, maybe you want to update your HubSpot or your Slack. You're able to choose from a plethora of actions, and even if you don't see one here, that doesn't mean you can't integrate to the system, because we're able to connect to any public API using our HTTP actions. So if at the end of the process, maybe you want to notify your team via Google Chat, all you have to do is drag and drop the action, post message, configure it, and it's super simple. You can choose how to notify your team in just a few easy clicks.